It's the fan phone in. Good to have you all along with us. I'm Ollie K. I'm here with my co-host Mark Ryman. We're going to be discussing Sheffield Wednesday 1, Luton 1, and we want to hear from you. We want your opinions. We want your questions. We want you to be the stars of the show. How are we getting on, Mark? Good,
Yeah,
decent
more
result
positive, right?
yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's definitely more positive. I'm really pleased we do these on a Sunday. I think it gives everyone time to reflect. I think as well as us. Um, First half there's loads of positives in that game. Second half we were clinging on for dear life against a good side. But I would say this: he's been in charge of Bloomfield now for 4 games, right? And three out of the four, there's been lots of positives to take from them. All right, we've taken only 2 points, but um, I think there are signs of what we're trying to do, um, and I was really impressed with a couple of things. Stand out for me, Mark McGuinness for me was the best performance in a Luton shirt.
Yep.
He was brilliant. He got in the way of everything. The block towards the end, that sliding block, absolutely incredible, and led the line at the back too. So I was really impressed with that. Um, I thought there was some real positivity in the way our shape was and the way we played. Obviously, Alfie Doughty's goal was absolutely wonderful.
Mhm.
Um, Midfield continues to be a bit of an issue and sort of got bypassed, didn't it, in the second half quite a lot, and they just piled on the pressure. And obviously, the penalty really was a lack of incisive tackling from two midfielders essentially, and then whether it's a penalty or not, I think it is. Looking at it a
It
couple
was
of
a
times, I
pen.
think it is.
It was a
Yeah, I think
pen.
it is.
But to be honest, it
Yeah.
shouldn't have been a pen
No.
in the sense that he should have been cleared out before he
Well, quite.
even got near our box.
Yeah. And I mean, from a Luton point of view, that is by far the biggest issue is what happens prior to him getting anywhere near the box. You're absolutely right. It's not the first time a player's gone all the way through the team, is it?
Mm.
This season. But as I said, lots of positives. I felt like we missed Jones on that right hand side. And Carlton Morris just yeah, it was a difficult day, let's say, for him. It's been a difficult few days, few weeks, etc. And Eli not getting off the bench suggests, I don't know, don't want to stir up the rumor mill, but it suggests to me that he might be on his way.
I
I
agree.
was really impressed with Asgard, really impressed with him. There's still development there. He didn't get on the ball all that often, but when he did, he made things happen. He played positively as well. Some really nice passes. I think his link up with Doughty over that side was fantastic. So yeah, loads of positives there. And Ali, I thought when he came on looked good as well, and two perfectly good tackles given as fouls, which is a joke. But yeah,
He
positives.
absolutely bodied Windass.
Yeah, fairly, but Windass bloody deserves it anyway, right? Um, but yeah, look, I mean, yes, we clung on, but we did cling on. And how often we said that? I mean, how it's been however many hundreds of years since we got a point away from home. And obviously we've broken the curse and didn't equal the record. All of those things are good. And yeah, um, some real positives there. I like Alfie Doughty's post match. It does feel a bit like a jinx, but I think at this point you need that level of confidence. I enjoyed that, and it was clear as well what he said about he was really impressed with the tactics the new managers bring in as well. So they all know their jobs. I think he made a point of saying that, which is interesting as well, right? But yeah, positive, definitely positive, and we got over a week to prepare ready for a tough game against Sunderland.
Yeah, well, it's good that we got the time for it.
Yeah.
In the comments, Nightlight is saying, didn't manage to see the game live. How'd the new signings do? So Mads Anderson, who's like a new signing, I thought he
Mm.
was, I thought he
Yep.
was very good next to Mark McGuinness. It's obviously not the most mobile of backlines, those two, but they were defending. They were putting their bodies on the line. Only really got cut open once when Windass skied that chance from like
Yeah.
5 yards out.
Don't know how that happened. Yeah.
No, no. But other
No.
than that, yeah, Asgard was impressive. Bowler, I felt he came on at the wrong time because it was pretty much one way traffic for Sheffield Wednesday, but he tried. He tried.
He did.
Um, Yeah,
He got
Ali
handy free
looked
kick,
good.
didn't he? That we wasted. But yeah,
He did.
you're right.
Yes, yes. He looks like he can run with the ball, and that is good. I do think that's probably the last we're going to see of that front three of Doughty, Brown,
Yeah,
and Morris.
me too.
I do think Morris is possibly on his way, especially with all the chats about Mango Lassie or whatever his name is, the big Norwegian bloke. I keep forgetting his last name.
It's not Mango Lassie, but I like that.
What
That's
is
now
it?
stuck
It's
in my head.
Lassie Nordas. There we go.
And that's the one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like with
Well,
him
yeah,
coming in, like I think that's the end for Elijah. I think there's one other coming in as well.
yeah. Do you think that would be Morris as well, though? Surely not. I mean, Woodrow looks like he's on his way. I know that's depth. I know we're not, no one's gonna, all respect, no one's gonna miss him huge amounts, but still depth. Surely that we wouldn't lose Morris, Adebayo, and Woodrow in the same window unless we're going to replace that kind of depth.
Yeah,
Really,
well,
I don't
I
know.
think it could be two strikers coming in. Look, I'm not reading too much into or getting too excited about Kone missing out, being injured, a knee injury. I'm not reading too
Someone
much
else will
into
buy
that.
him. I'll be
Yeah,
hilarious. Someone
maybe.
else will come in for him and buy him. That's what I'm worried about.
Well, we haven't heard that the fourth bid's been rejected.
It was reported on Sky that it had been, wasn't it? So
I
that
don't
it had
know.
been
I didn't.
rejected the
I
next
didn't
day.
see that.
Yeah,
Oh well,
yeah. So
maybe.
it's
But you know,
unlikely.
we had someone in today and someone in yesterday, which was probably Mango Lassie, and I guess we'll see what
Yep.
happens tomorrow. Although the club have had a knack of announcing things at like 9:30 at night, so maybe it'll happen while we're live. Who knows? Like maybe Mango Lassie will get.
Maybe.
He'll be photographed. Drinking like a strawberry lassie or something like that. Who knows?
It'll be the first day. Did we announce anyone on the game day? I don't think we did we? So, yeah, 2 days without announcing anything, but it's been busy, and it'll be busy tomorrow, I think.
It'll be busy. There're
As
going
you
to be a lot
said.
of outgoings, a lot, because
Mm,
we need to get rid of
yeah,
three
of course.
now, just to get down to 25. Well, it's three and deregister locks, or three including
Yeah,
the deregistration of locks. I don't think locks is coming back this year, and if we do,
no,
if
doesn't
we
look like it.
if we do register him, I think we're idiots because it's going to be the same as last year, where we had injured players registered, hamstringing us essentially. It's a real issue. But this is as good a time as any to plug the fact that we're going to be doing a live deadline day phone in tomorrow, 9 p.m. We'll go for as long as we can until the club conclude their business, but it'll be a lot of fun. Hopefully, stuff will get announced as we're on, and
Yeah.
I think it should be fun. I've never done one of those, and
You'll be
it'll be
good.
good.
Well, hopefully we'll
Yeah,
have more action than we did the last two windows on deadline day, which has involved
yeah.
me waking up in the morning and going, "What did I miss? Oh, nothing. Oh, okay, fine." So let's hope that. But please join us. Otherwise, it's going to be me and Ollie just talking to each other for maybe 2 hours, and yeah,
Yeah, we'll just be
that'd be
reporting other people's business. Oh, look, they've signed this
yeah.
person. Oh, look, they've
Oh,
signed
those
that person.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Hull have signed another 10.
It could
Is there a
be
limit?
mad busy. No, there's no limit. There's no limit,
There's no
provided you have a
limit. I was going
25
to
man
say,
squad at the end.
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can sign
Okay.
25 players and deregister the
Well, they
25
might.
you already have in. Yeah, maybe. Well, we might as well. It looks that way.
Yeah, I was going to say we're catching up, actually, aren't we? I mean, some really interesting rumours. I'm sure that those people phoning in tonight will get a chance to talk about some of the rumours that have done done the rounds today. O'Brien has been someone that I've wanted for a
Oh
very
my
long
god,
time.
yeah.
So, if I mean, I can't see in what world Forest are going to loan him to Derby. Surely not. I mean, just purely based on rivalry, right? I mean, that's not going to happen.
Someone
I
saying he's going to go to Swansea because he wants to go somewhere
well,
with an outside shot of the playoffs, which I don't
well,
blame him. But we're only
Swans
6 wins away from the playoffs.
Swansea are a car crash. I think if anyone's going to absolutely nosedive down the league, it's going to be them.
Mm-hmm.
I'd argue they're okay. Obviously, positionally, they're a lot better than us at the moment. But Grimes leaving, the club barely mentioning it after he's been there for so long. The fans look angry and annoyed with the football that's happening. Yeah, I think there's some problems behind the scenes there. But anyway, it remains to be seen. But yeah, it'd be great to have him, wouldn't it?
Yeah, he's one I've wanted for a long time. Like I'd love it if we could get him with the possibility, an option to buy, because
Yeah.
he's what we're missing from the midfield. I don't think Clark is working in that double pivot. I thought Fanny did really well yesterday, but
He
Clark
did
isn't the
first half.
answer.
Yeah, I thought he did first half. I think we could see why he should be playing deeper as a playmaker. He got caught on the ball a bit second half. But again,
Yeah,
he's
but
barely
Clark's not
played any
covering.
football.
Clark
No,
wasn't
exactly. Well,
covering
no,
at all. That's why you need
agreed.
like a Marv
Yeah,
or an O'Brien, someone next to him that's just there to mop
yeah,
up for when he tries to venture forward or dart with the ball.
yeah, yeah. No, agree. Like I said, he's not played a huge amount of football. There's a lot of players that we've got like that now. In and around the squad. Obviously Jones, when he's back as well, has barely played any football. Real Walter's only just come back too. So there's a few of them, but yeah, you're right. He does look promising. Does look a bit more like it in terms of driving us forward. Um, but yeah, best position for Clark in this system remains to be seen. But further up the pitch, as you say, I think is definitely the answer.
No, exactly. Exactly. So let's bring in our first caller. As a reminder, if you want to call in, you got to do it through Discord. We don't have a fancy studio. You'll see in the comment section at the top it says "Call now" in big letters. Hit that button. It'll take you to the Discord, into the green room. You won't be able to see or hear anything, but rest assured you'll be there. We'll be able to see you. And when we're done with a caller, we will bring you in next. So please feel free, jump on, give us your thoughts. We want to hear from you. Right now, we're going to be bringing in hashtag in Tom Lockyer we trust, Mr. Twitter himself. How are we getting on, Si?
Evening, Si.
Doing all right. You know what? I'm so used to coming on here after an away match and things just feeling miserable. So this is quite a nice change of pace.
Isn't it just?
Yeah. So what did you
got
make of the
anything to add
game?
to that, Ollie?
Huh?
Anything to add to that?
Well, you know that we didn't lose. Yeah, I'm happy we
Yeah.
didn't lose. And as you can see from the bottom of the screen, we're asking, was yesterday's away draw a sign of better things to come? I honestly think it is. You know, obviously
Definitely.
I'll be more open to assessing it after deadline tomorrow.
Indeed. Busy day, I should expect.
Yeah, but I honestly do think we've needed a clear out. We probably needed the clear out in summer because there are a lot of players that frankly don't care, and that shows. They reek of it.
I think Jacob Brown might be done. I think Jacob Brown hasn't been on it. As I said in the chat, I don't really think Jacob Brown has been on it really at any point during his time at Luton in any kind of prolonged way. I think that's a spot we should look to replace in the summer. I think he'll be around the rest of this season. Carlton Morris had the least touches of anyone on the pitch yesterday.
His numbers were terrible. His numbers were terrible. He won 9 out of 22 aerials, which is very un-Carlton. He's lost like his main attribute of being able to win 50-50s and aerials. He's lost that. His passing accuracy was below 50%, so he was unable to like find his teammates with the knockdowns. And Michael Smith, who came on for Sheffield Wednesday, he showed Carlton Morris how you play as a big number 9, bringing in your teammates and winning aerials.
Pretty concerning in that department, but as we got what's his name, Ollie Mango's coming in.
Strawberry Lassie.
That's him. He's coming in. That'll be a good signing. I do think that we might be bringing someone else in as well. Who knows what's going on with Elijah now? The fact that he didn't even see the pitch, is that a sign? Is he on his way? Who knows?
I don't think he wants to be here,
man. Keep an eye on.
I don't think he wants to be here.
No, I don't think he's wanted to be here from the entire season. I think that he's been angry he didn't get a Premier League move.
Yeah, well, he's not getting a Premier League move now. I can tell you that much.
Oh, definitely not. No way. And he doesn't deserve it. And who would have thought from all this time, from the Premier League in the season before, that Carlton Morris and Elijah Adebayo would crash in quite this way? I'd back Morris to tear the league up this season. That's what not necessarily Elijah, but I said Morris is going to have a really good season, and it's just been the complete opposite. And now Bloomfield's what, 4 games in, and Morris doesn't look like he can adapt to it at all.
But Morris has looked like that for a long time. Like Morris's last good performance was Watford at home.
It's true.
I think. Sorry, I was just going to say that Morris is an odd one because he definitely cares. I think sometimes you might argue he cares too much. He's trying too hard a lot of the time. It's not like Elijah, who you can see on the pitch, looks like he's done, as you said, and a couple of others. Just on a side note, by the way, how many players can we level the phrase "flatter to deceive" at? In terms of our last couple of windows, I mean, so many. Chong, you can shove in that list as well. But I mean, back to Morris. Yeah, is it just confidence? Do you think he's absolutely done, or do you just think he wants out? Because I'm not convinced that he's pushing for a move and he wants out. Well, as I am for other players. No, I'm not convinced on that. I mean, he's still the captain. If that was the case, then any manager worth his salt would take the captaincy off him pretty much immediately. So
I said after the game, I think McGuinness should be our captain.
I think he will be in the future. I think that there's a couple of candidates at least. We've got some characters and we've got some options, though. You're right. I mean,
Cal Naismith. It has to be Cal Naismith.
Yeah, but is it worth putting the captain band on him when he's only here for the next 5 months?
Yeah, why not? He's a leader. He's at the back.
He is. It's true. I agree. It's whether Bloomfield sees him being able to start games regularly or not, I suppose, isn't it?
I think
it's that one. You've got to remember that Tom Lockyer is going to be club captain still and will be there doing that behind the scenes at the same time. So,
is he doing that behind the scenes though? He spends more time doing punditry and other things.
He likes a bit of golf.
Yeah, exactly. He spends most of his time playing golf. He should be on the bench. He should be on the bench or in the changing room. He should be at every single game. We're still paying his salary. He should be there every single game, in my opinion. And it really annoys me that he's on punditry, or when he's on punditry for one of our games, the players come running past. We're like, all right, Locks, how you doing? Be on the bench, at least.
No, I get you, man. I do get what you're saying. Personally, from what I've read about Lockyer's ongoing issue, is he even going to be there by the end of the season? And if not, just to register him till next season and go again, because that's a spot you can free up.
I think that will happen. Yeah, I think in all likelihood he's going to have another operation. So yeah, that's him done.
How they balls up an operation? How they balls up an operation? I would have done it for him. I could have done a better job than whoever he went to see.
It's just one of them ongoing Luton Town related injury things, really, isn't it? That never seems to end. I wonder if we'll keep Mengi registered or not. He might have band practice.
He's coming. Mengi's coming back. He should be back around March. But to be honest, wonderful. Like with our track record, that could be March 2026.
Who knows what will happen with Kone? Surely most would think that's dead in the water. But when I saw he weren't in the Wickham squad, I thought, hang on a minute, is there something here? Who knows? I said it on Twitter. You know, I've been doing a bit of here and there with Football League World now, talking to them about things Luton Town related. And I said to them, and I went on my Twitter and I said, it's not like us to just go bidding blind. Surely there is some kind of communication between the two clubs that there is an acceptable level to get a deal done. And maybe Wickham want us to offer more up front as opposed to add-ons. Who knows? But I just don't see us going in bidding blind.
No, but I do think we should add more up front.
Well, I said that to you, didn't I, Ollie? I said, look, if we're prepared to part with £7 million, just part with the £7 million. Just say, here it is, no add-ons, all up front, get it done. Yeah, you're already prepared
but the
to
add-ons,
lose it anyway.
Remember, this is Gary Sweet we're talking about, so there's going to be a sell-on percentage in there. And the add-ons could be like if Kone wins the Ballon d'Or or wins the World Cup with Ivory Coast.
I know what you mean. But if we're prepared to offer that kind of money, you should be prepared to offer it all up front to get it done. If this man is clearly going to be your marquee player of the window, so that's just my opinion on that one.
I find it really interesting. You said, yeah, I mean, this idea of 4 bids going in and bidding blind, you would think there has to be logically some encouragement from the other side for us to keep doing it.
The
If
agent.
indeed that's true. Well, quite. That's what I was going to say. I wonder if it's just agents pushing it. Unscrupulous agents, as Gary might call them.
Watch out for those.
Pushing it. Be interesting to know what the Kone wants to come as well. I mean, you'd hope
he's
that
rejected several contract extensions.
Yeah. I'm not saying I'm not saying he doesn't want to leave Wickham, but I'd be
he's
interested.
also stated that he does
Yeah.
wish to play a higher level of football. He is on record as having said that.
Yeah, but I'd be surprised if we're the only Championship club in for him, if I'm honest as well. So there's that too, and we're second bottom, despite the fact that we've got parachute payments and we're in the Premier League last year. The fact is that we're third favourites to go down now. So would you, as a player who is scoring for fun at a team looking like they're going to get promoted, want to leave now? I'm sure he will leave in the summer. I just wonder whether that's the best career move for him as well, and that's going to play a part. But I hope it does materialise. He looks one hell of a player, but I don't know. We'll see. I guess.
Do think after hearing Alfie speak after the game yesterday, and after seeing how much we have gone for it the last week in regards to doing what's necessary to get a bunch of new faces in the door, to change up the feeling in the squad, I think Asgard has been a smart signing. I really like what I saw from him. I think that he's going to be a big player for us. And I think that you need that sort of hungry, talented player to get yourself out of a situation like we're in now. So I think he's so far been our best business. I think I really like the lad. I think that he's going to do well. It pains me to say, because we haven't talked about this yet, but I do think Pelly might go tomorrow. I think he might be gone. And that's sad because he's got such a long, storied history with us. Maybe he should have gone in the summer and he was kept as, emergency depth because of everything that was going on. He's not playing. I think someone put up that was the first time he hasn't been in a match squad since 2023. So you've got to think that maybe it is the end of the line with Pelly.
Yeah, that could be the case. But in all fairness, his legacy is sort of dwindled, like with our rise up the leagues. The fact that we've shot up the leagues slowly but sustainedly, and we're in a relegation battle our first season back in the second tier. It would kind of perfectly couple nicely with the fact that Pelly's just going to leave unceremoniously in a window. It sort of makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think his legacy is going to be damaged at all. To be honest, I think
he's in the top 10.
He'll always be. Yeah. He should always be considered a legend. And yes, he's been poor this season. Who hasn't? But his ability and his rise. He was our most important player for so many of those seasons. Our most important player. We wouldn't have stayed up in the Graham Jones season without Pelly Ruddock. We wouldn't have gone up. And we wouldn't have made the playoffs the season before without him. He has undoubtedly been one of our most important players and so underestimated by so many of our fan base. It's ridiculous. But yeah, I mean, he's clearly not been part of the squad this whole year. We've talked about it a lot, haven't we, on the phone in. It's sad to see him go into January, as you said, Ollie. It feels like, I don't know, the January window just is so unceremonious, isn't it? It's just a bit... Yeah, you feel like you want him to go in the summer when we can make more of a fanfare of it and really celebrate it. But yeah, there's every chance he wasn't in the squad for the first time in however long. I know it was online doing the round however long it had been since he wasn't involved at all. So yeah, that could well be the case. I'm positive as well. Just to put a bit of a Debbie Downer on it as well. Are you worried, Si, that the next two games, all the kind of mentality and confidence that is slowly seeping back into the squad, we can still see it's fragile. Are the next two games just going to kill it? That's my worry because of
I
who we're
don't know.
playing.
I don't know, man, because if we can go and get a point, take a point away from Sunderland, it's gonna be a big feeling in the squad. It's gonna help tremendously to do something like that. I've seen so many more positive things since Bloomfield's taken charge. I think that we are a lot more intelligent with the ball. Um, Kaminsky, please, Kaminsky, I'm begging you, work on your distribution a bit, mate.
He
Because
came
your
off his
ball
line in the last
he did.
game.
I couldn't believe my eyes, mate. It was shocking. But obviously, for what Bluefield wants to do, Kaminsky's got to be more accurate with some of his kicks. That's a given, really. You can't just rely on your shot stopping. I'm not necessarily too worried, mate. You know, I think that we've got Sunderland and Sheffield United, isn't it? No, those are our next two games. These could be two incredibly important games for building character in the squad. Bluefield's got a week now to bed his signings in, and we go from there, because this is the fight now. We've brought in our reinforcements, and it's time to do battle.
Yeah. On that
Yeah.
note, thank you very much for joining us, Si. Really
Cheers,
appreciate
Si.
it, mate.
Right.
And will we see you
Okay.
tomorrow for the
Oh,
for the
definitely,
deadline
man.
day phone in? Lovely.
Definitely.
Going to be busy. I really feel like it's going to be busy.
Yeah, there are
Yeah,
going to be a
man,
lot of
I think
outgoings, I reckon.
Joel Ward from Crystal Palace, maybe, as well. One final note.
Well, let us know
I'll
if you
be
hear
pleased.
anything from Football League
Yeah.
World, because they tend to be in the know, surprisingly.
I'll speak to you guys tomorrow.
All right. Cheers, Si.
See
Appreciate
you
it,
later.
mate. Right. For everyone watching, if you want to give your thoughts about what's going on, about the game yesterday, please hit the call now button. Let us know. I understand it's a Sunday night. Everyone's tired. But we'd love to hear from you. Otherwise, it'll be a very short show, and we'll preserve our energy for tomorrow, won't we?
Yeah, looks like we need it. Just a couple of comments came up here. Matt said what we needed was competition. Now we have it. We'll find out what the existing players' attitude is like. Yeah, you're absolutely right. That is true. And I find that particularly true of attacking players as well, needing that kick, needing competition behind them. You could really feel like players knew they were going to get picked every week. You've said it before as well, and just that laziness. I mean, Chong probably epitomised that before he got injured. So yeah, and I think a few people are saying the same thing about captaincy as you, about Cal. Yeah, again, depends how many games he gets in, but that's the reason we brought him in, surely, for that leadership. And for all the will in the world, Carlton, it's not working out as captain. It's not. You know, and he loses his head too often. And he's, you know, if he's going to lead by example, the example he's setting at the moment isn't there. So, you know, that it's such a shame to see it, because, you know, I really like Carlton Morris, and I don't think it's through lack of trying, but he's been really off it. Brown was really off it again, wasn't he? Where else do you think we need to strengthen then, apart from up front?
We need one more midfielder. one more midfielder.
Yeah.
I think we need a left back and a right back, to be honest.
Left back for me is massive.
Yeah, unless like you push Doughty to left back, but I do think we need a left back. But we can ask our next caller what he thinks about it. I think we're joined by
After 71.
I think it's John, right? You called in last week. How are you doing this evening?
Hi, John.
Hello. Yeah, not bad. Thanks. Not bad. Yeah, how are you?
Yeah, doing all right. Thank you for joining us. So what are your thoughts about yesterday's draw? Is it a sign of things getting better? And then we can talk about who you would, what positions you think we need to improve on deadline day.
Yeah, I definitely came away from yesterday feeling a lot more positive than the previous week. I didn't think it was amazing, but it was, definitely better than the Millwall game, which I should guess wasn't that difficult, really. So I guess the positives for me were, just stopping the rot away from home. So mentally, I mean, that's a big positive, I think. Great goal from Doughty. I mean, the touch to kind of set himself up was fantastic and great finish. And then I think just having some new faces in the building, I think was very positive. You know, when we were on the way up there, it just gives everyone a shot in the arm. I think just have some new faces. And I think Asgard was well. I think as you said, he didn't do a huge amount, but what we saw, I think, was very, very positive. It felt to me a little bit like he was maybe playing within himself a little bit, just to kind of, just playing himself in, which is understandable. You know, he's stepping up a level, getting used to the team or what have you. But I really do think he's going to be a big player for us. Some of those touches in the midfield where he was taking it down and getting us moving, it was. I don't like to say it was reminiscent of Barkley, but it felt like he was that sort of player. Yeah, and he's bigger. Yeah. He's sort of bigger than I was kind of expecting, actually.
He's 6'2". He's a big boy.
Yeah, I mean, he's a big lad, great touch. So, I'm really expecting big things from him. I think he's going to be very big for us. So that was great to see. And I think, Ali looked okay when he came on, I thought. And I mean, for Bowler, I think I remember him from his Blackpool days. I think he's a very sort of direct winger. To me, he didn't. I mean, I don't think he's played a lot of football, has he? So, or at least not very recently. So, I think to me, he didn't kind of look quite fit. But I think when he is fit, I think maybe he'll be.
But remember, at the time as well, like we were very much under the cosh, and we were relying on him and Ali to sort of grab the ball and drive upfield. There wasn't really anything that they could do at that time.
There was no midfield, was there? So
no.
Everything had to be creative. They get hold of the ball in the middle of our own half, and there's no link up in the midfield at all. So they're being forced. Like Bowler had to beat 4 players before he could actually continue up the pitch. That was a massive problem. But hopefully, when we see them when the game's a little bit more expansive from our side, that we'll start seeing a bit more kind of potential attacking wise from them.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I think in terms of, I think the fullback areas I'm a little bit concerned about, to be honest. I think, Johnson's young, but and it felt like they did target those areas a little bit.
They did. They hunted in packs, like when they defended. They did, like with Bowler, they had 4 men around him, and when they attacked, they had 3 men around Joe Johnson as well.
Yeah,
it was clever. That's what we did under Nathan Jones all the time.
Yeah, I think that's something I've kind of, I guess, been thinking about for a little while. Where it does feel in some of the matches that particularly our wide players tend to get quite isolated. Whereas kind of when we had maybe Doughty in behind Chongi, we kind of had Doughty kind of bombing past, and you kind of had that. We're sort of doubling up on him, and kind of it seems like we're struggling to do that a little bit at the moment. I don't know if you're kind of expecting maybe Naismith to come in at left back, perhaps when he's up to speed. I don't know, but
he won't have the legs to get up and support.
Yeah.
Like I think Alfie Doughty's probably the long-term answer at left back, although Bloomfield probably likes him at left wing. Like, look at what he did at left wing, yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But we have so many options now in those wide areas, and it sort of makes sense to, wave goodbye to the likes of Brown, rotate Chongi. Maybe Chong will come in and that left wing position when he's back.
When are we expecting Chongi back?
Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, does he? He won't give a time frame on it, so who knows? Yeah, it looks like it'll be a while.
Yeah. So I heard what you're saying about the strikers, and I don't know. It's just, the Morris one's a strange one in that I do agree with you, in that I feel like he does want to be here, and he is trying, but I don't know. It just looks a bit knackered to me. So I guess the big fella coming in from Norway perhaps is going to help us out there. Although whether he's going to be kind of ready to roll straight away, I don't know.
He finished his season. His season finished in November.
Or
December. Hopefully he's relatively fit. Yeah, same with Fanny. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
same time, isn't it? So he's had a pre-season, so hopefully. But yeah. Who knows with Morris? Who knows? I was just looking at fullbacks. Imagine if we had Cal Naismith on one side and Joel Ward on the other. It'd be the slowest fullback pair in the
Yeah.
entire football league.
I think
Under Matt Bloomfield.
Reece Burke could do a job at right back. Not right midfield, but right back.
No, and not right wing back either. But yeah, I don't. Yeah. Flattered to deceive. Am I being harsh to put that tag on Walters as well? Because I feel
He's
the same
young.
can be applied to him.
He's young and naive. He should have taken down their player instead of running alongside him, nipping at his heels.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think that I was quite excited when I first saw Walters, and but yeah, I think there's something there, but it does feel like maybe, as you say, positionally he's a little bit naive and got a little bit to learn there. But
yeah, not in a relegation battle.
No, exactly. Yeah,
but Hashi doesn't exactly offer too much more. Like, in all fairness, I do think we need a left back and a right back, but I don't see that coming. I don't see that happening.
Yeah. I mean, Hashi's a bit of a weird one as well. It was kind of a big fanfare when he turned up, going around, with the scarf and everything. But and sometimes I've seen him and think he has had good games, but the problem is at this point you need someone that you can rely on, isn't it? And it's kind of. But
for me, he's never been better than a 6.5, 7 out of 10. He's never had an amazing game. I personally, that may be me being biased. I've never seen him gone, wow, what an incredible performance. Some really good defensive performances. Attacking, for me, is similar to Amari Bell. He gets into good positions and then just skies it, kicks it everywhere.
I think it's fair.
But
we've never had it the same since losing James Justin and Jack Stacey. So what I wouldn't give to have those two right and left back.
Yeah, well, I thought you were going to say Tim Breaker and Mitchell Thomas. But
bit before Mitchell was actually around for his second stint, like when I first started going. But Tim Breaker, to be honest, we'd need him on free kick duties, and hope Peter Shilton's in goal. Hell of a fullback. Yes, old Davis. He could probably still do a job.
He'd sort it out. Crunch into everyone.
Keith Keane. Well, we got Kevin Foley at the club. Just stick him in there.
Yeah.
Keith Keane's only just turned 39. I think he could do a job as well. Stick him next to Fanny. Have Fanny do the running for him.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing I would like to see a bit more. I mean, Fanny definitely looks like he's got the legs to get through that midfield. So,
but who needs to be next to him?
Well, this is the question, isn't it?
Because I don't think Jordan Clark's doing the job.
No.
Marv?
Yeah, Marv, but Marv didn't get on the pitch yesterday either.
I wonder if that's managing minutes. I don't know, but wonder if that's just managing minutes properly this time.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. Looking ahead, I think I kind of tend to agree with you. I'm slightly nervous about the next two fixtures. That's going to take the wind out of our sails a little bit. So, we can get a couple of. I think the tricky thing is, I know you were calling for maybe able to kind of move on for a while, but it feels like that week of Cardiff, Oxford, Millwall was a real opportunity to get some points on the board, but it maybe came a little bit too early for Bloomfield really to have, made his mark, kind of thing. So
I saw that as a pre-season because he rotated the team. He wanted to see what everyone was about.
Yeah, it really did feel that way. Yeah,
and I feel that's probably why the window has kicked off sort of late now, which is a shame. In all fairness, Rob Edwards should have gone 2 months ago, so Bloomfield would have had some runway into this window and potentially improved the performances. Really.
Yeah. Agreed. Yeah.
And arguably give us a shot at other players who may now not join us because we're second bottom in the league.
Yeah, that's a bummer, isn't it?
Yeah, bit of one, yeah. But yeah, it's happened. But let's hope that we can go to Sunderland and bring back some decent memories. We've done all right there in the past. I know we we lost in the playoff first leg, didn't we? But we tend to do all right away at Sunderland. But yeah, it's a shame they're absolutely flying, and Sheffield United at home concerns me just because they're the way that they're going to play. They'll bypass our midfield a bit like Sheffield Wednesday did in the second half. That concerns me slightly.
Well, we need to get the midfield right. Like, I think Marvin Fanny
Yeah.
could work. It could work there.
Let's hope the pitch is better as well. By the way, just a note: did you see the absolute state of the pitch?
It was disgraceful. It looked terrible.
Awful.
Blame Chansiri.
Yeah, well, absolutely. But I mean, ours was awful as well, but not to that level. And hopefully, we'll be better from having nothing played on it for 2-3 weeks. But yeah, absolutely horrendous. I thought they'd move some rugby to Sheffield for a start. Some rugby league had gone to South Yorkshire. It is absolutely shocking. But yeah, so we coped with that all right in the first half. But yeah.
So I actually have some breaking news.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. John, thank you very much for joining us, mate. And we'll see you at the next one, okay?
Yeah, will do. See you, man.
Thank you. Cheers, John.
So some breaking news from the Luton Town Supporters Trust. Tony Murray has stepped down from the Luton Town Supporters Trust, which is very significant. Tony Murray has been in the trust pretty much, well, since the beginning. He was really important next to Gary Sweet in the ousting of John Gurney and the formation of the trust itself. So there's been a whole press release here. I'm just going to drop it.
Yeah, he's not been well, has he? I hope. Well, we hope you're doing okay, Tony. I think it's the first thing to say from us, right? I know he's been struggling with health for a little while, so yeah.
I hope he's all right.
Just hope he's okay. Yeah, absolutely.
So I got the press release here. I'm just looking for somewhere to copy and paste it to. There we go. I got my notepads. Editor Kate sent it to me in a very strange format. Right, so from Tony Murray, my dear fellow members, this was a very hard piece to write as the trust has been a large part of my life for over 20 years. I was there right at the start, given the huge honour of being asked to become the founding chairman of our trust. It has been an absolute privilege to hold this position for 2 separate terms and in both periods work with some tremendous committed people. However, after much thought, I have tendered my resignation as both chair and board member of the Luton Town Supporters Trust. As you may or may not be aware, I have not been in the best of health for quite some time, so I just can't give it my best at present. I see the hard work that our board does on behalf of us members. I'm very proud of that, all that has been achieved and the great strides towards being more professional. I do feel guilty that they are all doing that on a purely voluntary basis and I am unable to contribute as much as I'd like. I'm standing down but not walking away. My love for our football club is there, as is my support for our trust. I will always be there for the trust and Luton Town. It has been a difficult time for our club. No one wants to be in the position we find ourselves in at the moment. Whatever the reason for this, we need to reflect on this and learn from them. There is a lot of change going on. Now is the time for unity. We need to get behind the club, the team, the management, and 2020. Remember, without them, we wouldn't have a club. We all want the same thing: a successful team playing in a state-of-the-art stadium, looking forward to a great future. We should all be pulling together to make sure this happens. We are Luton. We are different to other clubs. We do things the Luton way. So many supporters of other clubs say to me they never met their owners or have interaction with them. They cannot believe that our chairman, CEO, and directors will go to the pub before an away game. Well, not so much anymore. We'll freely mix and talk to supporters, and they are envious of this. Our custodians are Luton through and through. They are not perfect and do make mistakes, as we all do, but they learn from them and move in a positive direction. We need to give them the respect they are due, and when we question, do so without any abuse. They certainly don't deserve that. Finally, I'm grateful for the support given by you, the members. Please continue to support the trust, get as many fellow fans to join us, give us a stronger voice, influence the world of football. I look forward to seeing you at matches. The future's bright, the future's orange, blue and white. Come on, you Hatters. All the best to you, Tony. I hope you're all right, mate.
Yeah. Take care and enjoy going to Luton games and enjoying the football without the stress of of being the chairman of the trust at the same time. But
Yeah. It's kind of end of an
Yeah.
era, isn't it?
big change, yeah, it's a big change. I mean, the Luton Town Sports Trust is massive in all of our lives. The reason that you've said they're essentially the backbone to what became the takeover with 2020 when Gurney was in power, and my dad and myself have been part of the trust ever since, and it's it's a massive thing. And you know, I used to be able to go down to the at the end of season awards. We've been to a couple of them. They're always good fun. The last one I went to was when do you remember Cummings? You'll
Yeah.
remember Cummings.
Jason Cummings.
Turned up in God knows what he was wearing, fancy dress and a shopping bag full of booze. That was definitely interesting. But
Didn't Sonny Bradley
yeah.
kick him out
Yeah, he
straight
certainly
away?
did. Yeah. Sonny Bradley, by the way, one of the nicest people I have ever met in terms of professional footballers. On that, but yeah, not so sure about Cummings, but yeah, he kicked him out. But yeah, it's end of an era, as you say, and I'm sure whoever comes in will continue on the good work.
Yeah. They will. It'll be interesting to see who comes in next. That is the first significant transfer news of deadline day, which kicks off in 2 hours 45 minutes. We got time for one more caller if anyone wants to jump on. If not, we'll just wind this up early because we got a big day ahead of us tomorrow. Lots of outgoings, lots of incomings. It is an interesting one.
It will be. It'll be an
yeah.
exciting one, and we haven't had an exciting one in a while, really. So
yeah, but you want this to happen in the summer. Like this is like a Nathan Jones window, if you cast your mind back to when Nathan Jones had his first proper summer, not the summer after he took over from John Still, the summer after that when he brought in the likes of Hiltz and Stacey, Vassell, Marriott, like brought in everyone. Oh no, Marriott was there prior to Vassell, wasn't he? He was there under Still. Yeah, and he brought in a lot of people that pretty much propelled us up the league, didn't he?
He did, yeah. But you're right. It should have happened over the summer, but that's done, isn't it? I mean, we know that. We've been banging on that drum for ages that this business should and could have been done earlier. But now, the only thing the club can do at this point is do the business now. And they are, by the looks of things, they are being proactive. So we've got to be positive about it. I've seen a few people online complaining that we're not getting sort of seasoned top end championship players, but I think those people need to be realistic about where we are. It's not all about even that. People need to be realistic about as well. We are a parachute payment club. We have got far more money than we've ever had probably as a club in a transfer window, but we've still not got the spending power of clubs at the top end of the league, and we won't have that spending power. Regardless of power court, irrespective of power court, Burnley have more money than us. Sheffield United, Leeds, they all have a lot more money to spend than we do, and we're not going to attract players considering the position that we're in. So I think from a realistic point of view, I've been pleased with the players that we've got, and I think Asgard in particular is a really exciting one. And I think there's going to be another big one. I do. Whether it's Kone or not, I don't know, but I feel like there's going to be another big one coming in.
Yeah, but the price is the price for Kone if we do get him. But I like the fact that we sort of gone back to our roots in terms of transfers, doing things like Victor Moses. That is so not Luton. Like we tried to bottle the lightning of Barkley again. And,
exactly that.
And it didn't work. That it was a very un-Luton signing. I'd say Baptiste was kind of a half Luton signing in a way. But the reality is, like the signings this window have been very much Luton signings, going back to the roots of what we were doing before. Picking up players from lower league who are in form, and players that are hungry again. Because
want to prove a point.
Yeah. We Baptiste and Walsh, like we picked up players that are broken and we're trying to fix them, like we did with Alfie Doughty. And to be honest, Alfie Doughty was bottled lightning. Like every other time we signed an injury-prone player, it's bitten us on the old behinds.
It has, I think, but the thing is, like we've said before, when we got Alfie Doughty, and he wasn't the only player in that position, and he wasn't supposed to be there as as kind of the focal point. He became that because he was so brilliant under us. But we brought in Chandler Baptiste, knowing his injury record, as really
It's gotten
kind of hanging
worse.
our hat on our main central. Well, yeah, of course it has, because he's come to Luton. But to hang your hat on him being the main playmaker, when we know that he's unlikely to play for half of the season, that's almost suicidal recruitment. He would be a great addition if we'd have got 3 or 4 others in a similar position that wasn't Liam Walsh, who has also got a terrible injury record and hadn't played football for God knows how long, etc. So yeah, that's the problem. But as you say, we've gone back to more of what we know, and players that are hungry and do want to be here. Let's be honest. It clearly, Moses wasn't interested in being here, and I think it's not the same as Barkley, is it? Obviously, different leagues. Barkley also had a point to prove. I don't feel like Victor Moses has got a point to prove to anyone. He's won everything, right? He's done everything. He's part of the game. He wanted to be back in England. I don't think it's the same as Barkley, who's still of the age that he could have gone to a Villa and be playing in the Champions
He had
League.
one
That's
more
never
big
gonna happen.
move in him, Barkley.
Exactly.
One more
Yeah,
big move. Whereas
exactly.
Victor Moses, 34,
No,
he's
exactly
played his
that.
football. He's just come back from Spartak Moscow. He didn't have a big move in him. He just wants to show off his Dolce & Gabbana shoes to his 1 million Twitter followers.
Yeah, if you say so. But exactly that. So
Did you see that, like his birthday post from a few months back, where it was
I
like,
didn't,
happy
no.
birthday to me, and it's him like wearing a pair of Dolce & Gabbana shoes.
Oh, that's what I did. That's weird, isn't it? That's exactly what I did on my 39th birthday.
Yeah, it's so weird. Yeah.
No, actually, it's not true. My beat up pair of Converse is all there.
It's like wishing happy birthday to yourself. What are you, 12? It's pathetic.
Footballers love it, though. There's loads of that. What was it? Was it Yaya Toure? That was the best.
Oh, yeah, you
one
threw a
ever.
wobbler over not having a birthday
The
cake.
cake. Oh, yeah. Well, this is the price that comes from being in football academies from the age of 8 or something, and never actually having to be responsible for anything. But anyway, enough baiting football players. I'm sure not all of them at all, but there we go.
Yeah. Well, we should probably wrap this up. I don't think anyone else is coming on. No. Well, big day ahead of us as we enter February 3rd. It's kind of weird, like the deadline day being February 3rd. What is that about?
Yeah, just because the Football League and the FA just didn't want to open up on the 1st, right? I'm assuming. So we couldn't do any business on the 1st, so they've moved it.
Yeah, because it was a Saturday. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. They didn't want their weekend. They wanted their weekend too much. Absolutely pathetic. Yeah,
it's disgraceful.
Oh well. Well, here we go to the 3rd.
We've got a flag about them.
let's
not rolled up.
Let's see what happens, I guess, and that it'll be very busy. It'll be very, very, very busy. I'll try and keep up with it. Do my reaction videos. I'm not on Twitter anymore. I think JT's running the socials, the OK Football socials, so I'm sure he will post if there are any things. I'm going to be in my garage all day.
Living out of his garage.
Yeah,
living out of his garage.
I'll be in my garage all day, like rolling videos. Like on Friday, I came out of a meeting, a 2-hour meeting for work, and Bowler was announced. Like during it, I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, I guess I've got to stay here now and." Get
your thermals on. Bring the microwave in.
It is so cold in this garage. Why couldn't this all happen during the summer window?
For this reason, pure entertainment watching you freeze in the garage.
Yeah, you can actually see my breath on the videos as well.
You'll be wearing a knitted blanket by the time we record it for the phone in tomorrow night, won't you? But
yeah, a big snugget. I'll see. But
can't wait.
Yeah, neither can I. I'm so excited. I love deadline day. It's like it's the high holy day of the football calendar, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. When you just know there's going to be some business, he says we're going to jinx it completely.
There's at least 2 tomorrow, at least, and expect a lot of outgoings.
Yeah.
But reminder, we're going to be doing the phone in tomorrow, 9 p.m. and we'll just go as long as we can because, we've both got kids. We both got to get up really early as well. So we'll do what we can. Just hopefully you guys can be along with us for it. It'll be a lot of fun. Reminder, Champ Chats drops on our channel. The Luton Town show where we discuss the transfer window, that's dropping tomorrow. I don't know what time tomorrow, but it'll probably be tomorrow at 3 p.m. So hopefully that won't interfere with all our new signing announcement videos. We'll see. If you're here and you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. Why not? It's a great football channel. We passed 1,600 subscribers. We're on the road to 2,000 now. It's mad. We've been doing this for 6 months, and it's great that you're all tuning in to watch us. It's fantastic. I love you all. Thank you very much. Right, everyone, have a great evening. And most importantly, come on, you Hatters.